I'm saying, what kind of deal is today?
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing well. I've got another book video for you guys. Okay, I've got another book video for you guys. So in today's video, I thought we could just go through some of my physical TBR for 2024. So these are the 24 books that I want to read, actually scratch that, must read in 2024, because they have either been sitting on my shelf for a while and I need to get through them, and they are good books, so why am I putting them off, right? They have been books that people have raved about, people have mentioned, hyped, so I don't want to miss out any longer. I just want to get to them and finish it. Also, I've got them behind me. You might be able to see a sneak peek of the books. Yeah, so I'm excited to get to these. So these are 24 books that I want to read in 2024. And I hope they inspire you if you are in a reading slump or anything like that. Maybe you see a book that you haven't heard of. You know, it might give you some ideas on what you can read in 2024 as well. Or you might be in need of some recommendations. You have come to the right place. In today's video, we will be diving into that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Welcome to my channel. My name is Muna. I would love to have you guys on board and on this journey with me. I am so close to reaching 400 subscribers. It would mean the world if you would subscribe to my channel. So let's get into all things books. In 2024, this is going to be me trying to get through my physical TBR. I'm going to be like reaching behind me to get the books, but this is one. Oh my god. Oh my god, it came with a little note. It came from a very toxic person. Okay, that I used to work with. So that right there, I was thinking like, who got me this? I saw it on my shelf and I didn't read it. This is called The Alchemist, a fable about following your dream. I have heard so much good things about this book. Like, apparently it's very much like eye-opening and life-changing. The life lessons that it gives you, it's just incomparable. Dreams are made to be followed. Life is meant to be lived. Some books are meant to be read, loved, and passed on. The Alchemist is one of those books. Oh, okay. Reading the knowledge and then giving it to someone else, like passing it on to someone else to also take in that knowledge. This seems like it would be like life-changing, you know? It is an unforgettable story about the essential wisdom of listening to our heart and, above all, following our dreams. Wow, that sounds very insightful. The Times has said his books have had a life-enhancing impact on millions of people. What? 2024, I am becoming a better me, a better version of me, an improved self, and I think this book has to be read in 2024. I cannot not read it. So that one's definitely staying on the list. Up next is one that has been raved about, talked about, hyped about, controversy about, like literally I'm not even making sense at this point. Negative about, anything about, like literally this book has been there. This is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I know this author, there is a lot of controversy around her and she's being dragged and cancelled, but I bought this a long time ago. This book, I think from what everyone's been saying, and you know, it is about someone who is in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship, unhealthy relationship, from what I gathered. But I have seen, like, no spoilers thankfully, but I know that there is a love triangle in here. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And I know that there is also a movie adaptation coming out, or series adaptation. It's got Blake Lively. I can't even talk about it without having the trolls and the comments of people's opinions about the movie. But let's just say people are not that excited about it because of certain choices with wardrobe, characters' ages, you know, just things like that. So we shall see what happens with that. But before that comes out, I want to read the book. It says here, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. So it has to be about some toxic relationship. I think it is. It Ends With Us is a brave and heartbroken novel that digs its claws into you and doesn't let go. No one delivers an emotional read like Colleen Hoover. Am I gonna cry? Am I gonna cry? Because I haven't cried with a book. Actually, that's a lie. I cried in a book recently, okay? But not because it was sad, because I hate it when the main character is treated unfairly and it makes me cry. So not because of an emotional situation, but because of that. If I see injustice in a book, it makes me cry. I don't know why. Someone could die and I won't cry, but that, it will get me. So I wonder if it's gonna happen again with It Ends With Us. I'm excited to read this one, to be honest, because I've heard a lot of hype behind this book, and I know that there is another book once I finish this. So I don't know if their story ends with this book, but it ends with us. Oh my god. One thing that I have taken from reading Colleen Hoover books previously, the title and the cover mean a lot, okay? I read Ugly Love for the first time and I was like, Ugly Love, like why Ugly Love? And then also the cover of Ugly Love, I've actually got it. And yeah, and then the cover of Ugly Love, and then you find out what happens. I was like, this cover makes a lot of sense, this cover. So with this, okay, lovely color. I love pink as well, if you couldn't tell. But It Ends With Us. Okay, so It Ends With Us. That is giving me, this is the end. Like something big happens and it ends there. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking drama in this book. I'm thinking over the top, over dramatic, you know. What kind of flower even is that? I'm not really sure. I'm not a flower connoisseur. It's all teared up and it's broken. Is this representative of her heart maybe? She's gonna be heartbroken, the girl. I'm gonna definitely read this one in 2024. I'm so excited. Okay, if I talk about all of these in great detail, we are gonna be here till tomorrow. So I need to pick up the pace. Next, we have The Housemaid's Secret. This actually goes hand in hand with, here it is, The Housemaid. So this is The Housemaid. This is the first book. It is a thriller, and this is the second book. It is called The Housemaid's Secret. So I'm really excited to get into these books because I've heard so much hype. I think actually this has won an award as well. Was this one of the Goodreads best like thriller of 2023 or something like that? Like it won an award. I think this one won it as well, but the previous year, if I'm correct. If I'm not, sorry. These books were huge. They must have won some sort of award somewhere. You know what, looking at the covers, this one is a different eye. This is like a hazily bluey eye, and this one is a blue eye. So that makes me think this might be about different characters, because I thought maybe it's the same woman, because this one says from behind closed doors she sees everything, right? And then this one says this perfect home has one rule: don't look behind closed doors. And they are very easy to get through. I am very excited. I know a lot of people rave about these books. They are extremely fast paced, and I think every chapter has like a little something to keep you reading more and more. So I think I can fly by these books. So if I just look at the first one here, it says every day I clean the Winchester's beautiful house. I collect their daughter from school. Okay, so it's like a nanny. And I cooked a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I tried to ignore how Nina Winchester makes a mess just to watch me clean it up. Girl! How she tells strange lies about her own daughter. It's given Verity. It's given Verity. What? And how her husband seems more broken every day, but it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. It's literally giving Verity and the other girl. The writer, I forgot her name. Lowen? Yeah, that's her name. I think Lowen is her name. Okay, where was I? The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I only try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, but she soon finds out, and by the time I realize my bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. I can't lie, that sounds so interesting. But the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. Oh my god, imagine she's like some assassin. Wow, 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 wow. So she gets locked into this bedroom. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared that the blurb has told me the entire like story, but people rave about this too much for it to be rubbish, you know. And my bestie Lily read this book, so I'm thinking if she likes it, I'm definitely gonna like it, because she likes thrillers as well as much as I do. This is another book that was raved about. When was this? Like maybe 2020, maybe 2021. This book was everywhere. I feel like still to this day people talk about this book. This is Cersei. I think this is a fantasy book. I'm not too sure. I'll be completely honest, okay? The reason why this has sat on my shelf not read for so long is because I know that it is about like Greek mythology. I personally am not too deeply interested in that, and I don't know enough of that, to be honest. So I just thought that this book maybe wasn't for me. But you know what, I've got to be open to trying new things and reading new things, and in 2024 I really want to do that. So that's actually one of my goals. So I thought this would be a perfect book to introduce me to those type of topics, you know. So I will definitely be giving this a go, and I love the cover, it's so shiny. Up next, this is another one. I don't know how I haven't read this, to be honest with you, because I am in love with romantic comedies and romantic movies in general. Like, I love them. If you haven't checked out the video where I recommend loads of chick flicks that are my favorites, you know, romantic comedies are my thing, make sure to go check that out. I'll link that in the description down below. I actually went to see Anyone But You recently and absolutely loved it. This is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I don't understand why I haven't read this. There's no excuse. There's really no excuse, because I know I would love this, okay? I think it is a touch emotional, maybe, I'm not sure. It's a love story. What is there not to love, right? So I need to get onto this, and I actually haven't watched the film because I've wanted to read this. Yeah, this is Me Before You. It says, what a wonderful, thoughtful and moving book. I was riveted all the way through. Absolutely loved it. And this is Sophie Kinsella. Sophie Kinsella, oh my god, I love her books as well. Lou Clark knows lots of things. She knows how many footsteps there are between the bus stop and home. She knows she likes working in the buttered bun tea shop, and she knows she might not love her boyfriend Patrick. I know that she's quite quirky. Like, I saw like pictures of the movie and stuff, and I think she dresses quite quirky, which is cute, so I'm excited. What Lou doesn't know is she's about to lose her job, or that knowing what's coming is what keeps her sane. I'm munching on popcorn and reading the blurbs of each one because I don't want to bore you guys. Will Trainer knows his motorcycle accident took away his desire to live. Wow, that's deep. He knows everything feels very small and rather joyless now. Is it Grumpy Sunshine? Because I actually love that trope. What Will doesn't know is that Lou is about to burst into his world in a riot of colour. Yeah, it is. Love this. I'm so excited to read this book. It's definitely on my list for 2024. Up next, this is a recent purchase. If you haven't read this book, Powerless, run to your local Sainsbury's because they might have this for £4. This is not a drill, £4. I saw this at my local Sainsbury's. I was like, what? £4? You haven't got to tell me twice. Give it to me. Give it to me. This has been everywhere. This is a fantasy, romantasy, I think. Hunter destined for each other. Give it to me. I think this is like forbidden, enemies to lovers, that kind of type. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya. The elites have possessed power for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilya and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Paid Grey. That's the thing about fantasies. The name pronunciation I know is gonna be wrong, okay guys? Just please give me the benefit of the doubt. This will be my first fantasy book, okay? Well, first like proper fantasy. I think I read, what's that fantasy book that I read ages ago? But like, if people were saying you might like it if you don't really read fantasy, and I enjoyed it, but there wasn't that many fantasy elements, and I'll put it here somewhere because right now it's not coming to my mind. Radiant. So basically, Paid Grey is an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. I can't lie, that's something I would do as well. Why not? When she unsuspectedly saves one of Ilya's princes, Kai Ezra, she's thrown into the pure gin trials and brutal competition, showcasing the elite's powers. Wow. Be swept away by the first in the epic and sizzling fantasy romance trilogy taking the world by storm. Trilogy? Wow, I didn't even know there was that. I thought there was just the one book. Okay. This gives me exciting feels, you know, because this also has like a competition situation. I imagine training, you know, there's a lot gonna go into that. And I actually recently read a book called Destroy Me by Michelle Hurd, and there was a training ground element to it, which I absolutely adored. I loved it. There was like a hurt her and you die, that kind of vibe, and she had to train with other people and she ended up getting hurt, and he was like furious about that, like protectiveness. So I'm thinking maybe there's gonna be a similar thing, you know? He doesn't want her to get hurt, like, you know, secretly. I'm so excited for this book because I know a lot of people have raved about this, and a lot of my favorite, you know, booktubers that I watch, they all raved about this book as well. Look how beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I couldn't say no to this for £4. Like, come on, look how beautiful the inside pages are as well. Like, they've got the flowers up there, they've got the flowers down here at the bottom. Come on, and the cover is beautiful. It just sits so nicely on my shelf. Like, I love it, I love it. That is one that I am very, very excited for. That's probably one of the top, like towards the top of the list, like for sure have to get to in 2024. So up next is one that I am a bit iffy about, a bit apprehensive about. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this book. This is A Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. My best friend Tina actually got this for me, and we were gonna originally read it, you know, as a buddy read. After the reviews and everything that is being said online, we started to sort of hesitate a little bit. The people online are saying that this book is basically, it wasn't needed, and that it is too long, which I can't lie, it absolutely is. This is probably bigger than Breaking Dawn. No offense, I don't think any Twilight book needs to be this long, to be honest with you. I am excited to see Edward's point of view and to be shown from his perspective, you know? I don't know if it's gonna be similar events that happen in Twilight, but it's just his perspective, or if it's gonna be, you know, a brand new, like maybe it's gonna be before he met Bella, like when he was his younger self. Maybe that is what we're gonna get in this book. So obviously, if I'm reading this, right, Midnight Sun, the last piece of the puzzle, if I'm gonna read this, I might as well start from the beginning and read the rest again, you know, because I haven't read those books since in high school, like literally since I was a teenager. Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn. Oh wait, I didn't know that there was another book in between Breaking Dawn and Midnight Sun. What? I've never seen that around before. And it says The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. Who the hell is Bree Tanner? No, please, someone comment that in the, if it's not a spoiler, because obviously I probably will read it, but I do not remember Bree Tanner in any of the Twilight books or in the films. Like, I don't remember Bree Tanner. Unless she was like a rogue vampire. I don't think, she's not a main character. It's not ringing a bell, to be honest with you. It's not their daughter. Their daughter's called Renesmee. Who the hell is Bree Tanner? That's what I want to know. What the hell? I'm going to be having a chat with Tina about that, because she loves Twilight. So that one's definitely on the list. But Bree Tanner literally just put a spanner in the works. Like, bloody hell. The next one is a Cersei guy on the cover. This one is The Italian by T.L. Swan. He is beautiful. He is a beautiful man. I think this is a mafia romance. I think. Those are some of my favorite books, okay? I love mafia romances. They say there are 3 things you should do at least once in your life. Tell me about it, okay? Dance like nobody's watching, travel the world, and fall endlessly in love. Okay, I get that. I aim to do all 3. I went to Italy to find myself, but he found me. It was like a storybook. Our eyes met across a crowded room. The dream! Okay, he asked me if I needed help reading the menu. We ate, we laughed, we danced, and I fell. Listen, this is not good for my delulu mind. This is not good for it, okay? Because why do I feel like I have a chance at that happening? Like I could just end up going to Italy and find the love of my life. How? No, this is why my expectations are so high. I'm sorry. These books are actually selling us dreams, you know that? Anyway, unfortunately, oh, I take that back. Okay, wait. Unfortunately, things didn't go to plan and we parted ways. Okay, 2 years later, our eyes meet across the room again. Only this time I was on a date with another man. He went crazy in a jealous fit. Okay, I feel like this is gonna have like intense chemistry, I think, between the main characters. But the man I met is... Whoa. But the man I met then is different now. He's older, harder, and officially one of the most powerful men in Italy. Dare I say it, even more enticing. But if you dance with the devil, you get burned. Ain't that true? And the fires in Italy are scalding hot. Wow, I really want to get to this one. This is another one that has had major rave and hype, you know. And T.L. Swan is a well-known author. Up next, we have Where the Crawdads Sing. This book, I actually started it. I'm up to chapter 4, but to be honest with you, if I was to read this again, I would have to start from the beginning. My light just turned off. I would have to start from the beginning because I don't remember all that much. It was a slow start, I won't lie. That is why I sort of put it down, because it was a bit slow at the beginning. But I know this is about a girl in a, you know, small town, and she's referred to as the Marsh Girl. She's very sensitive, intelligent, keeps to herself. That's where I basically got up to. None of the storyline kind of developed from what I read so far. It says here, then the time comes when she yearns to be loved. When two young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. I think I know what happens because I think I've been ruined it, okay? But I don't know who. Something happens to someone. I didn't even know about this. It says when two young men. Does that mean this is a love triangle? Because that is also another trip I'm not in love with. But I'm gonna give this another chance, but I'll be honest, I want to watch the movie so bad because it's on Now TV right now. I have Now TV, so I want to watch it. I think I need to read the book first and then watch the movie. It's the only logical way to do things, I think. I can't just do it the other way around, you know? This book is called The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Joelle. I love Lisa Joelle books. I love her writing. I think Lisa Joelle, for me personally, she's one of my favorite like thriller writers. She's really easy to read, quick to get through, a storyline that will like keep you interested. This book is about teenage mum Tallulah heads out on a date, leaving her baby son at home with her mother Kim. At 4:30 a.m, Kim awakens to discover that Tallulah has not come home. Okay, her mother wakes up and sees that her daughter didn't come home. Friends tell her that Tallulah was last seen heading to a pool party at the house in the woods nearby called Dark Place. Tallulah never returns. You know what this reminds me of? Has anyone been watching that whodunit mystery series on Netflix? It's called Fool Me Once and it's got Michelle Keegan in it, and I watched it and I really enjoyed the ending. I loved the series, but not so much the bits that dragged, but like the main premise of it was really interesting. So it goes between summer 2017 when she went missing and then summer 2018. It says, walking in the woods behind the school where her boyfriend has just started teaching, Sophie sees a sign nailed to a fence, a sign that says dig here. Oh, is this like clues leading to Tallulah or like what happened to Tallulah? It's giving Pretty Little Liars and I'm here for it. It's giving that sort of vibe. It's giving like whodunit. So I'm really excited to find out the mystery behind this story. Next up, going on to dark romances. This is It Ain't Me Babe by Tilly Cole. I am super excited to read this book because I've not dived into Tilly Cole's like dark romance side. Sinning never felt so good. A ferocious encounter, a meeting that should never have happened. Many years ago, two children from completely different worlds forged a connection, a fatal connection, an unbreakable bond that would change their lives forever. I love me a forbidden romance. I love it. From the cover, it's giving like maybe he's a biker gang or something like that. He's in a biker gang. Like it's giving he's dangerous, maybe she's a good girl, like that kind of vibe, you know? Interesting. I'm excited to read that one as well. So then up next, this is another one that was raved about online. Literally every single person was talking about how good this is. I love the premise of this book. It's a very unique storyline. It's not one that I've ever heard before. This is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I think he is a detective. This is also a mystery. It's giving me like detective vibes, like those Agatha Christie, you know? Evelyn Hardcastle will be murdered at 11 p.m. There are 8 days and 8 witnesses for you to inhabit. We will only let you escape once you tell us the name of the killer. Understood? Then let's begin. So it's our task as the reader to be the detective, I'm assuming, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm here for it. Evelyn Hardcastle will die every day until Aidan Bishop can identify her killer and break the cycle. We kind of unravel things the same way as when the detective is finding out. Like that's the kind of vibe. But every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different guest, and some of his hosts are more helpful than others. Like I can see this being a movie. I can genuinely see this being a movie. Like this premise is just so unique and amazing. Can you imagine like getting so many different perspectives and then putting the pieces together at the very end? Like I cannot wait to devour this story. I can't wait. Up next we have The Silver Swan by Amo Jones. I'm not a big Amo Jones reader. I've not read that many books by her. I've only read Sicko. Didn't really enjoy that one too much, so I didn't pick up another one by her, to be honest. But I am glad that I have this book and I am super excited to read this. I believe Tina has read this, but I don't know what she thought about it. Maybe she gave it like a 3 stars or something. I love the chapter pages. Look at that. It's got like a little tiara. Very, very cool. This is part of the Elite Kings Club. This is book 1. Obviously by the cover you can already tell it's a dark romance. Hello Madison, you may not know us, but we know you. We want to play a game. Here's what happens if you lose. Riddle me this. I am neither dead nor alive, and I'm not something little Madison can hide, but you will be dead by the time this is done. The timer starts now and the game has just begun. Wow, okay. But when someone close to her commits the ultimate crime, Madison must live with her tainted name for the rest of her life. So they're in high school, okay. But I am excited to read this as well. I love a dark romance. I have been in my dark romance era. That one there is going to be a good add-on to my TBR for sure. So up next, we've got another dark romance, a mafia romance. I love this cover. This is The Brit. Ooh, okay. So this one, he kidnaps the main character. Rose Cassidy doesn't truly live, she just exists. Like many of these mafia books, right? Numbing herself to fear and pain is the only way she can survive in this cruel world. When she's taken as collateral by the notorious Danny Black in a deadly game of power, she's thrown by the deep fear she feels rising within her. She's heard tales of the Brit. He's callous, cold-blooded, but no one ever said he was wickedly beautiful and darkly captivating. When Danny Black took an enemy's beautiful lover as security... Oh, she's someone's lover. I thought she was going to be like the enemy's daughter or something. Wow, that just adds a whole new element to this. Oh my god. He has to remind himself that she's bait, a solution to a problem. Yet she evokes powerful feelings in Danny, and feelings are risky when you're wanted dead by endless enemies. The most dangerous game is about to be played, but can either of them win? I can't wait for this book. Like, genuinely, I want to read it. I want to read it ASAP. Like, there's so much to get through, and I don't know what to prioritize. I want to read all of them. So, last but definitely not least, we have The Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. Sophie Lark is an author that I've really wanted to try and get into. I really do want to read her books. I know she has many books that are out and they are very hyped up and popular. I can't wait to get to those. He's no Prince Charming. Callum Griffin is the heir to the Irish Mafia. I love me mafia romances, so I know this will go down a treat. He's ruthless, arrogant, and he wants to kill me. We got off on the wrong foot when I set a very small fire in his house. Oh my god. Our families believe a marriage pact is the only thing that will prevent all-out warfare. I think I might need to murder him while he sleeps. Okay, enemies. This would all be a lot easier if Callum wasn't so damn good looking. But I've got a lockbox around my heart because even if I'm forced to marry him, I could never love a brutal prince. Okay, that's where the title's coming in. Very interesting. I love that when they have that tension between them two. I could eat this up. So I'm very excited to read that. Like, I have very high hopes for this book. And yeah guys, that is everything that I wanted to show you guys today. So those are the books that I want to read in 2024. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more book videos, please let me know. I would love to do more book videos. I love chatting about books. I love the book community as well. I'm always surprised when I get like people commenting about books. The book community is just awesome. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for your support if you've subscribed and liked this video. So those are the books. Let me know what kind of books you want to read this year. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.